morning, or rather, good afternoon. I'm now in Florida and I'm here to do several events. I'm doing an event in Miami on Monday evening. You can check it out if you happen to be in the area. Look it up on my website, deepakchopra.com, and I'm also doing some pre-taping for public television. But today is a very good question, and it comes from Robin. Robin says, I have heard you and other sages, well, don't include me as a sage, I have heard you and other sages say that the reality we have created as humans is an illusion of the mind. Why then would we create such discord and dysfunction in our present reality? Why create ego? Or is ego merely a human construct? So let's start with that last statement. Everything that we call everyday reality is a human construct. Just let's say you were experiencing this object, right? You might say that's a piece of chocolate, right? But that's a concept, right? What it really is an experience. Okay, it's a shape, it's a texture, it's a color, and it's a form. And that which is touching it, this finger, is also a color, a shape, a form, an experience. So, one mode of experience is touching and tasting. Another mode of experience. This, how do I know I have this? I can see it in a mirror and I can touch it, right? So, everything that we call everyday reality is a concept around an experience, a sense perception. And once we create the concept very early, as soon as we start to use words, and that's the real meaning of the word expression, the word became the flesh, then we create concepts. This is the body. That thought is a mind. This is a cell phone. That's a painting. All we're experiencing is shapes and forms, and no shape or form can be separated from the activity that we call seeing. And the activity that we call seeing is an activity in awareness. I hope you really understand this. When you really understand this, you'll see that every object of perception, whether it's a tree, whether it's your own body, whether it's that piece of chocolate, is a human construct around experience. Seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, smelling, thinking, feeling. The thinking and feeling is also an activity in awareness. Thinking and feeling about what? About experience. So we can say there is experience and there is the awareness in which that experience is happening. But the experience itself is a modified form of awareness. And when you really understand that, and I hope you do, then you will see that everything is awareness experiencing itself as me and other. And as soon as that concept arises, then the ego also arises as a concept, and me and other is the source of all conflict, all confusion. It's the downgrading of our reality, which we can say creates hell, literally. The downgrading of the illusion that creates hell. Why would we create such a discord and dysfunction in our present reality? Because we have lost the memory of who we really are. When you go back to your being as awareness, then you will see that there is no other. Awareness is experiencing itself as me and other. And there is nothing other than awareness. And you are that. All this is that. That alone is. And that's divine. Divine awareness that experiences itself as objects, including the object that we call the body, and then including the interpretation of that object that we call the mind. And how do we upgrade the illusion? Well, first we deconstruct experience. What is experience without interpretation? Just think of being a baby and experiencing everything in your own being. Colors, sounds, tastes, textures, smells, wonder, joy, love, connectivity, and that is before the constructs arise. So deconstruct every experience. You cannot separate a form from seeing. You cannot separate seeing from the awareness in which the seeing is happening. Seeing itself is an activity of awareness. The same principle applies to everything else that we experience, whether it's a sound, whether it's a taste, whether it's a texture, whether it's a smell, and even the thought that interprets the experience. So once you deconstruct it, then you go back to the original state, and the original state is being. Being is also pure love. Being is pure creativity. Being is pure knowing. Being is, as I said, when you experience yourself in the other, you call that love. When you experience yourself in an object, any object, you call that beauty. And love, beauty, joy, wonder, compassion, creativity, intuition, insight is pure joy. Okay, it's pure ultimate joy, which is ananda. Ananda means joy. Being also means awareness. Being, awareness, and joy are inseparable, and they are our fundamental nature. Okay, we still haven't answered the question. How do we repair that which has been dismembered? We repair that which has been dismembered by remembering it. That which was dismembered has to be remembered. It has to be put together back. And so now we've gone to the state of pure being through deconstructing labels and definitions and judgments and concepts. We've returned to the original state of pure being, pure love, pure joy, pure awareness, pure creativity. At that level, we say, what do we want? What do we want? What do we want for ourselves? What do we want for that which we call the other? And in the mere questioning of that, and the mere beingness of that, is the organizing principle to create what we want. Everything that we want can be created from that level of awareness. Everything that we want can be created from that level of awareness, because at that level we are creators. We reconstruct and become that which we want to reconstruct. So you as awareness organizes itself through self-organization and becomes the reality that you want to experience. Remember, that which you experience is our own creation at the most fundamental level. That which we experience is our own creation at the most fundamental level. consciousness conceives, governs, constructs, and becomes what we call reality. So I think I've answered your question. I rephrase it. If everyday reality is an illusion, why do we create hell? Can we upgrade the illusion and create heaven? Okay? Thank you, and I will be looking out now for your discussions on the discussion boards on discoveringyourcosmicself.com, and I'll be doing my best to engage also. But I'm a little bit busy today, so I won't get to all of it today. But I will get to it, okay? Cheers, and keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. They're all in you, the ground, the body, and the stars.